in this part I'm just going to build on what we discussed in the last part and just go a little bit further with this technique. So first thing I'm going to do is probably be quiet so I can concentrate, and I'll explain things as I feel they need to be explained. I generally like to lay things out without actually filling in shapes to begin with, because it just makes it easier to get your head around what your filling options are when you're not thinking in a standard kind of single object, single fill kind of way. So let me just split that. And again. Oh, I've created myself a lot to do here. I might put this into fast forward while I do this. Okay, so move those down, change them to points. Probably shouldn't have done that first point there, but it doesn't really matter. So if I flip that over, what I'm essentially doing here is just creating the inside of the mouth, and that's going to include building a tongue and the back of the throat. And basically what I need to do is start filling these shapes in, hopefully from the back, but if you miss any it's fine, you can just change their order with the up and down. So I'll just start filling these in. Now let's see, for the back of the throat. I'm pressing Q straight away as soon as I select it, and then I'm doing the stroke because I only want a fill, basically. So as I change the colours here, now your in fact I'll just fill this whole shape here. Your tools may be acting sort of different to mine. It's just because I've got Phasix mods installed. Bring that down to the bottom. So now I've put that below there. Now we want a more pinky colour for the gums. And the gums, we can do both sets of gums as one shape because they're never going to overlap, so it's not going to make any difference. Again, Q, and it didn't do this colour, so let me do that. And then I want the top teeth to go over the bottom teeth, but actually I forgot to do the tongue, so let me just do that first. I need that to be below the gums. I want the top teeth to go over the bottom teeth, so I'm just going to create these separately. Now it's starting to take shape. And finally, I can actually draw the mouth shape that will go on top. Now I'm going to want these. I'm going to want the top of the mouth to close over the bottom of the mouth. So what I have to do is separate the top and the bottom into two separate fills. So I'm going to drag the line over here. It's not going to connect to this point. It will just connect to this one, and again, which will allow me to create two separate shapes. And again, I want the It's up to you. You can have the top lip over the bottom or the other way around. So I'll do it the other way around for now. So I'll create the shape here. It's the wrong color, so I'll press Q. Let me just select where's my skin tone? Gone blank. Right. And let's in fact just turn the stroke off for that for now. So if I copy that and then I select this shape here, create the shape, Q, stroke, and then same with the outline. I need whatever one I want on top. So this is 11, this is 12. So I want the bottom lip on top of the top lip. So the bottom lip needs to be above shape 11. So let me just create this here. In fact, I'll just use a stroke for this. Outline only. And I can change the width. It's a very similar color to the other bits. So let's say I'll change it to this color for now. And I'll select the bottom and do the same thing. So what I need to do is just make sure that this is 13, this is 11, so I'll bring this down to 12, and this is 13, and this is 14. So now what should happen is that I can close the mouth from the bottom up, and the line will go over, the shape will go over. Now if you did it the other way, this is 13, this is 14. What I can do, and this is only because I'm using Rudiger's modified tools, is select them both and then take them both down. Now that should, with any luck, have brought these down to 12 and 13. I should have done it twice, so let me just do that one more time. 13, 14. Okay, so now the top lip will be the one that stays on top, and that's pretty much it. If you then select the bottom jaw, you can move it, and it's almost like you've got a 3D object where there's actually depth, and I've not used any masking in this at all. You can save yourself a selection, and then you can create different mouth shapes, phonemes for doing lip sync and that sort of stuff, and then just use blend morphs, or preferably Rudiger's morph dials, and use point motion or anything to actually change the mouth around. All I need to do is put this on top of a big circle that is, and I'm well on the way to having a head. So I hope you found that useful, and if you've got any questions, I'll start a thread over at the forum so you can ask there. Cheers.